Everyone, Sarah back again today, and I am playing with the Zesty kit from the Color Rush Studio, and I am loving this kit. So I went a completely different route with this layout than I did my last one. If you saw it, you'll know. And I pulled some chroma mists from my stash and mixed them together. So I kind of have multiple colors there, lighter and darker. And I started splattering my background. This is actually a Vicky Bouton foundation paper from my stash because I knew I wanted to play with mixed media, but I wasn't sure how much. Yeah, well, I went from splatters to smushing and back to splatters again. And I'll actually add more splatters straight from both bottles because I wanted darker splatters in there as well because there's light and dark spots in the roses that I had fussy cut out from one of the papers. And that's kind of what I was going for. Didn't quite match the color perfectly, but it is what it is. So here it's back again after it has dried. Here is the goofy 2 pictures I have of me and both of my daughters. Trying to flatten this layout, the paper out a little bit. It still bows a little bit, but nothing compared to what my old paper would do just covered in gesso. So I pulled out some doilies from my stash as well. Wasn't sure how I was going to use them or if I really was going to use them. So I am going to go ahead and pull some papers out from the kit. This is just a leftover piece from the layout I had done previously. I went ahead and glued my photos together or taped them together so that they would stick where I want them to. And now I'm just trying to find some papers that I want to layer behind my photos, really. That's all I'm doing right here. Pull them into my lap and go through them. And I kind of stick mostly with like the blues. Actually, it's not kind of. I stick mostly with the blues. I don't even use that yellow one except for like right on the bottom. So here I'm just going to go ahead and cut another piece and figure out what I want to do. I'm going to do a larger piece of this gingham one. I really like these blue papers. They're all really cute. And I like having the pink in the background, even though so much of it does get covered up. I have my edge distresser out, and I am going ahead and distressing the edges of all of these after I cut them. Not a big deal if it's not 100% straight. I keep trying to remind myself that because I'm going to distress the edges anyways and bend them up and mess them up. So who cares? I went ahead and added those. I grabbed a doily and stuck it underneath the right-hand upper side of my photos. I tried that other piece I fussy cut out along the bottom, but I didn't like it. There was too much of the red in that one, and it really clashed with the pink. And so I'm just grabbing a bunch of the pieces I had already fussy cut out, and I am going to layer them above and below my photo and just, and just kind of get them where I think I want them. Added another doily to the bottom. Really, it just adds another layer, and I like that. And I'm sorry if you can hear the rain. It is so loud outside right now, but it's okay. It's all right. It's just a bunch of rain, and it's good. We need it. Anyways, I grabbed some of those adorable fabric hearts. They're like stuffed and everything, so there's some dimension to them. And I added 2 to the layout already, and I'll add more. Here I went ahead and grabbed the foam thickers that came in the kit. And this piece says together. I wanted a little more of that yellow instead of just what's around the outside of the flowers I fussy cut out. And then this one I pulled and it says days. So it's just days together. Nothing amazing about this title or anything like that. It's just days together. We were just out. We had fun. We went to a park and we went and walked around a lake and, just outside together. So yeah. I added another floral to that bottom cluster. I'm kind of going through and finding the ones that have like the edge, like the flat edge cut on them, because I'm going to try to find a way to use some of those. Here I'm grabbing a bunch of like the branding strips. I'm going to use those. I added the yellow down there at the bottom. I'm going to cut this gingham one off the bottom of this and add it in there as well. And I'm going to grab that floral and then the darker floral as well and add just little chunks of it here on the bottom part of the layout. I am leaving the right hand corner open because I'm going to use some more florals there. So yeah, and yes, I do know they're going off the layout. I do that on purpose. I'm going to cut them off so it's not a big deal. And here I am adding some more of the florals down there on the bottom. And I am back to scuffing up edges so that I can go ahead and adhere them down. And I'm going to do it from back to front and get them all stuck down in order the way I want them. because I always manage to mess that up. I still do on another portion of this layout. Not a big deal. It still turns out fine. But I used to take pictures of everything because I would always mess it up. I would have it somewhere and then I would go to glue it down and I'd move it. So I maybe need to start doing that again. But I'm going to go ahead and adhere these down, and then I'm actually going to pull my glue out and start adhering the rest of this layout down because absolutely none of it is stuck together. So that's what I'm going through and doing now. This has kind of become the way I do my layouts. I get it where I want it, and then I try to kind of just stick that little fine tip nib of my glue underneath there and just kind of add a little bit so it tacks everything down and it stays where I want it, so I don't have to worry so much and I don't move so many things. But it doesn't always work out. So I'm literally adding glue to everything here, kind of holding it down, trying to make sure it stays, adding some glue to those adorable little hearts and tucking them in. I will tuck another one in down below later, but right now I want to trim these things off the bottom, and then I'm going to start adding my florals to the bottom right hand corner. So I'm going to go ahead and trim that, clean that off my desk, and then decide exactly where I want these. I went ahead and pulled that little gingham part back a little bit so I could tuck that other one in. And then this is where I decide, I'm going to use some of these little bitty pieces that I cut as well. I fussy cut those out, and then I add that little yellow heart down there. So there's one in each of my little clusters. I really just like them. I think that they're just the cutest little things. So, and it adds a great texture to your layout. It's more than just paper or thickers, so I like that. I went ahead and added those. I'm going to add a little more glue down here, and I'm going to grab one of my edge punches like that, and I'm just going to sit it on top of there so that, hold it down. Here, I'm going to go ahead and pull some things out of the ephemera. I was trying to figure out what I was going to use. I fussy cut so much of this. And I'm going to pull out some of these butterflies. I thought I was going to use these little stems, but there's not enough of them from what I had cut out. And I am going to use this little word sticker, and it says, "Be happy." And I'm going to add that down there at the bottom. And then I'm going to grab these two larger butterflies, and I'm going to add those as well. So I'll fussy cut. I can't even tell what I'm doing anymore. I went ahead and roughed up the little edges. And see right here, this is what I mean. I had the butterfly in a specific way, and then I moved it to rough up the edges and forgot where I put it. But yeah, it's okay. It still looks all right. Not a big deal. So I went ahead and added those back. And I grabbed that cute little butterfly. It was a pink one, and added it down to the bottom cluster. I'll rough this one up, and I will stick it down. And I believe that finishes my layout. I really hope that you enjoyed this. Make sure to check out Color Rush Studios Facebook group and the shop and everything. Grab the kit while you can. There will be links down below. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.